All right. Let me turn my volume up. All right. So sorry, everyone. We were supposed to go live at 5. Had a little bit of technical difficulties. I forgot to do the link through StreamYard because YouTube Live is very finicky. So apologize for that. Don't know how many people will be on since I did have to switch the links. And it's 5 p.m. on a Monday with only a little bit of notice. But we appreciate if you're here. Let us know if you can hear us for sure. Let me get to the comments so that way we know if people can hear us.
I don't know.
And we got ourselves set up over here. Just skip that, please. But we have so much to talk about. We're going to be doing individual videos on a lot of what we'll be discussing tonight to go into full detail, in regards to food, service, the ship itself, their private island, excursions that we went on, so much more. Oh, hey guys, thank you so much for joining. And I'm sure you're very interested into what we have to say about MSC. I know you guys are going on MSC again. I just don't know what ship. So if you can drop that in the comments. I don't know if it's Seascape or one of the other ships, but we have so much to discuss. Well, again, this is going to be kind of like an overview of a lot of different information in regards to the company, the ship itself, as well as the private island. But I'm excited to get started. So I'm sure people will trickle in. So we will say hi to everyone as they come in, of course. And like I said, because I messed up on the link, it may just be us hanging out tonight, which is perfectly fine with us. Where did it go? What'd you hit? Seaside in 2 weeks. Okay, very cool. Actually, at first I thought we had booked the Seaside, and then I realized it was the Seascape shortly after, which I know they're like the same ship class or whatnot. So, but anyway,
it's last minute.
Yeah, we knew nothing going into this. What are you trying to do? Well, yeah, we can pop that back. Sorry. We were clicking buttons. All right, so we're going to get started.
Control things.
If anybody has questions in regards to anything that we're discussing or anything at all, just put it in, and we'll be happy to answer it as we go along. And I can't wait to catch up with your videos specifically because I know you went on Celebrity, which we've never done, and Virgin, and
we'd love to do.
Yeah, we told Rhett that we pointed because it was in dock. I don't know if it was the ship that you guys went on, but Virgin ship was in Miami that day. And I was like, oh, Rhett, doesn't that ship look lovely? And he said, yeah, which one is that? I said, that's adults only. And he was so offended.
Definitely want to try it.
Yeah, I think we're due to a vacation or cruise without little one. I think we are at this point. So anyway, let's go into the layout and the ship itself. Do you want to kick us off, or do you want me to kind of take off?
The ship was amazing.
The ship
gorgeous.
Was stunning.
Yeah,
I mean, of course, it's a pretty much brand new ship. It came out the same time as the Celebration. I think Celebration was November, December last year. This ship was November. So, very close to the same time. You can tell that it's brand new. The layout was very nice. I mean, some of our favorite parts, I mean, you get into it a little bit, but
that was the nicest ship I think we've ever been on. The ship itself.
Yeah. The ship itself was, like I said, stunning. The interior design, I mean, it was a lot of black and mirrors and silver and sparkly diamonds.
The stairs were all diamond.
Which we actually, I mean, it feels weird to say that mirrors and black and silver work, but it worked amazingly. And like, I couldn't believe how clean the mirrors and the handrails were, like with all that silver and mirrors. Like, I don't know when they cleaned it because we didn't really see many people cleaning the ship at, different times, but they must be doing it in the middle of the night. I mean, we've seen on Carnival ships where they do it in the middle of the night a lot of times, but they do it throughout the day. But yeah, it was like little elves or something. They were just coming out and cleaning it, and
them.
there's never fingerprints or anything. Hey, Will G, appreciate you being here. Sorry about the mishap of being late. We tried to get on at 5 and it just didn't work. But once we start doing these lives regularly, we'll be on it. Hey, Heather and Marshall, I want to say is that we are big fans of your channel. We'll be thinking about you when we sail in Alaska on the Miracle. Oh my gosh, you're gonna have such a great time. And the Miracle just went through a dry dock to get its beautiful colors. And of course, if you know us, that's the ship we met on. So we're big fans of the Carnival Miracle. You'll have
Alaska.
Alaska's amazing. Hey, Blaine and Mallory from Riley Creative Travel. Still got to get on the Sunshine with you guys before it leaves next year. Hey, Tony G, sorry for the mishap. Again, we tried to get on at 5 and just didn't work, unfortunately. The link was all messed up. We immediately noticed the signature smell MSC has. We love it. That's interesting. I don't know if we noticed that.
I did not.
That is.
Now I'm curious.
It did have that new ship smell though,
Yeah.
which we always love. It's kind of like that new car smell that everybody talks about, but it's just a cruise ship, and we absolutely love that smell. But what else about the layout? I'm trying to think. We got off track for a second. So our favorite, well, I guess Rhett's favorite part of the ship, and I don't know if there's a cruise ship or cruise line out there that has a better water park than this ship specifically. But this thing, if I went to it when I was his age or older, I would have lost my mind, and you would have not been able to remove me from that area. I mean, this thing spans at least 2 decks. It might be
2 or 3 decks. I think it's 3 decks.
And it was like this safari jungle area.
Jungle
I'm sorry, the pirate. Yeah, it was.
That was the pirate ship.
It was all pirate theme related, and had like cannon where you can squirt, other people all around. It had so many different slides. It had, 2 twin slides that we got video of, a raft slide where you can do single or double, and me and Rhett went, and then Rhett and Michelle went. And then they also had a brown, kind of twister slide as well that popped you out at the bottom. They had these amazing cargo nets that you would cross over the water park. A pool in the middle, the buckets, the pirate ship that had the kiddie slides. Awesome. I mean, we could just talk about the water park the entire video, but we don't want to get too detailed into it. But yeah, it was an amazing part. And then, do you want to talk about the aft pool a little bit, which is technically their main pool?
Oh, I thought we were talking about the adults only one, but the main pool is on the aft of the ship, which is really cool. It was really nice because then you still had that full view of the water all around you. They have the big screen back there,
and they have the music playing at night. You've got the wind, of course, while you're sailing
until 9 p.m. I think it was.
Yeah, and that's Michelle's favorite vibe is just steel drums over and over again, having a drink by the pool.
Open air, just outside. I really, really, really like that about this ship.
Oh, hey, Moonlight Adventures. I want to say you are the reason why we ended up actually doing the MSC. We've been thinking about it for a long time.
In 138 days.
How exciting. But yeah, we saw your videos, how much you like I can never say the ship name, Maravilia. Let me know if I got it right. But yeah, we saw how much you guys enjoyed it, and we got the deal of a lifetime and just went with it. So thank you guys so much. Let's see. Hey, Mike, at work listening, we appreciate you. I got to catch up on all of your Carnival Magic videos. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on that. I know I jumped in on their live on Thursday for 5 seconds just to say hello from the Seascape. We can't wait. They're going on the Seascape. Okay, awesome.
You guys will love it.
Yeah, you will mention this, I'm sure. How does the food? Okay, yeah, we're going to talk about the food in just a second, Blaine. But yeah, the aft pool area was really cool. We didn't know that was the main pool either. And I guess it might not be considered the main pool because they do have the jungle pool.
A lot of pools.
Which has the retractable roof, which there was pros and cons about that that we can talk about.
Well, I was going to say, we didn't have great weather the first day.
Yeah.
So it was cool that we had the retractable roof.
Yeah, and we missed out on the sail away party and a couple other things. So we couldn't get like the vibe of the ship right offhand. So that was a little bit of a bummer because we really wanted to see what they had to offer as far as, especially their sail away parties. But we did catch quite a few of their other entertainment, like late night parties and stuff. So we'll get into that as well. But more about the layout. I mean, I guess one thing that we didn't love about the layout is, and I'm sure some people that have been on the MSC cruise lines, they probably do have the yacht clubs on other ships as well. And so the yacht club, I get that people pay that extra money for, and they pay a lot of extra money for. But on this ship, it does take quite a bit of the ship. You can't get to the front of the ship. You can't go all the way forward unless you're in that yacht club. And it's at least 4 decks and maybe 5. I can't remember off the top of my head. We actually were able to be sneaky sneaks and get into the yacht club.
We were invited.
Invited.
We were invited
in. So we got a video of that area, which was really cool. And we kept to ourselves. We were.
So it's got to be the same with the seashore. Takes up the whole farm.
And so if we're in the yacht club, like if we paid for it, that would be amazing. But because we didn't, it was kind of a bummer just to not be able to get to the front of the ship. Like they could have all the amenities they want, but at least let us have access to
one little,
to the whole ship.
Smidge to see the front.
And then a little bit more about the layout of the ship. I mean, the atrium was really cool. I mean, it kind of is similar to like the Horizon Vista class ship where it's, 3 decks tall. Of course, those ships have, the LED screen, but on this ship, it had basically 3 mini stages. So you had a bar above the main floor, then you had another area for the entertainment, and then another small area when they invited like the captains and officers out, or captain and officers out, which was cool to see as well. It really blew us away. When we stepped onto the ship,
because again, it's got all the sparkly stairs,
and we didn't look at anything, so we were just like everything was brand new. It was Easter that Sunday that we went on, so they had all these decorations up and chocolates, and so they really did it up there. And I mean, our first impression of the ship was outstanding.
It's definitely the nicest ship we've ever been on.
Yeah, as far as layout and just how clean it was, and the modern take on cruise ships, it was really fresh.
I guess it was different, so that's also new and exciting for us because it was completely.
I mean, the other really great thing was there were so many pools and hot tubs on the ship, and that doesn't even count the yacht club, which there was a few on there as well. But I mean, you had infinity whirlpools, kind of like the Dream class, on that promenade area, which was really cool. You had an adults only area, basically like Serenity, but it was also an infinity pool with hot tubs. You had the jungle pool, like we talked about. You had the splash park, or that area,
the
water
jungle
park.
pool as a kid, like that.
Oh,
even as an adult, it was really cool.
Yeah. The only downside about that area was, again, the retractable roof is a great idea, especially if you have inclement weather, which we did, and the ship is leaving from, let's say, New York or Alaska or something. You can cover it up, but they did cover it up every evening, even if we weren't moving or not inclement weather, or if we were moving, and it got so humid in there, it felt like a mini sauna. So it was kind of an unusable space there, but really cool to walk through. And unfortunately, our room was right near that area, so we had to pretty much walk through that area every day, which isn't a huge thing, but it is something to mention.
I just don't get why. I mean, we're in the Caribbean; it's warm enough.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
We would have loved to see it.
I don't want to be in an indoor pool unless it's raining. Then it's great.
Let me catch up on a couple comments. Mallory and I were discussing doing MSC in 2025, if not before. Yeah, if you can get a great deal, Blaine, I would definitely look into it. I mean, we just happened upon this deal. I guess maybe a cabin canceled or something, and we had our eye on it for a little while. So Will G waiting for MSC to come to Galveston. Very cool. Yeah, Galveston is becoming it's been a huge port for years, but now they're getting all the different terminals, newer ships. So that's an exciting area. Tony G, I have Seashore booked twice in 2024. One cruise will be in the Yacht Club. Amazing. Nice. You'll have to tell us the difference as far as like, if you enjoy, obviously you're paying a little bit more, but is it worth that extra cost? Yeah, that'll be interesting.
The space on top of the bridge that they had, that was pretty.
Yeah,
they had like nice couches out there.
We may or may not have hung out there for a minute. Excuse me.
The couches were so nice.
Yeah,
but who knows? It might be crowded all day, and you might not.
Right.
We went at night, so.
The elevators were pretty unique on the Seashore. How were they on the Seascape? Yes. Yes and yes. Yes, there's some issues with the elevators. They're kind of like the Vista class, very similar. I mean, you basically pick the deck that you're going to, not just up and down, and it gives you a time cue, basically shows you how long the elevator is going to take. The more people that are going to that floor, the less time technically it's supposed to take. There's two issues. One is that everybody pushes the button to see how long the elevator is going to take, and if it's longer than 2 minutes, they just use the steps, and then the elevator comes and nobody comes on. That happens all of the time, so that's a huge waste. So my idea was to have just a double confirm button.
Confirm I will wait, or
check how much the wait time is, and then if you really want it, double confirm. And I think that would clear a lot of those issues. The other problem is
a loaded question.
yeah, exactly. The other problem is I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I was going to say everybody bum rushes. Nobody waits for people to get off, so like it's very tight corners. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'll think of it in a second and come back to it. But yeah, the elevators are finicky. That's for sure. The wait time. Yeah, it would say let's say 60 seconds or 2 minutes, and it would literally be like 5 minutes for 60 seconds and 10 minutes for 2 minutes. So it was like, where are they coming? Yeah, Island Time elevators. That's for sure. Absolutely. Hey, House of X Entertainment, welcome in. No, you're absolutely fine. We were late, actually, so we're just glad you're here. We are actually going to be live with them on the 22nd at, I think it's 8 p.m., but you let me know. We're sorry. We just got off this cruise, and we were trying to coordinate. We're going to be on their channel though, so really looking forward to getting to know them even more. Leg day every day. That is no lie. Usually we have quite a bit of steps. We have our phones with us quite a bit doing, videos and all that good stuff. And Michelle will go to the gym typically each morning, but every day we were doing at least 20,000 steps. And a lot of that was on the ship. Although we did walk a heck of a lot in Ocean Key, which was a great time. All right, so let's move on to. Sorry, we have a couple of notes.
Just things that we want to talk about. The layout to the outdoor area.
Oh,
is just great. Like they've got their Infinity Bridge, which goes out over the water, and you can walk, and so you're walking over the water, and then the Bridge of Sighs. So they have a really great just layout with that. There's so much deck space on. Yeah, and if you're on the outside, that's where I want to be when I'm on cruise. Is outside.
If you're a walking person, like they don't have a jog track necessarily on the ship itself, like near the Lido deck, but plenty of area. I mean, when I was
they'd run up to the Yacht Club and then they'd run back.
Yeah,
so they didn't have a jogging track. People just needed their own.
But the promenade area, I keep calling it promenade. I know it's a different name on their ship, but they have a very unique names for all the different decks, which I liked, but it's so wide. Like it's impossible to walk into another person, which is really nice. I mean, it's very unique too when you see the ship for the first time. You're like, what is going on there? Because it's kind of thick, but it's really, really pretty. And when I was doing the tour, because I wake up usually early, like 4:30 in the morning to do those. I mean, that was some of the best time I had, just being quiet, sun, rising, capturing all that on video. So again, can't say enough good things about this ship. So let's move on. We didn't mention, but we want to mention that we had an interior room on this cruise. It was the only room really left on the ship when we booked it. We're fine with interior. I mean, it all depends on the cost. Of course, we prefer ocean view or balcony, preferably aft balcony or cove balcony. But listen, if it's a cruise, we're going. Again, it just depends on the price. And I have to say, or we have to say, the interior room or cabin on the Seascape was the best interior room we've ever stayed in. I mean, it was much larger than any of the other cruise lines, Carnival, Royal Caribbean that we've been on. And the layout was very nice. It didn't have as much storage space, but that was fine with us because we, of course, have cruised quite a bit. We know how to use the doors and magnets and all that stuff. And
I'd rather have the floor space.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some interior cabins where you can't pass each other and you can't both be standing up at the same time.
No, it's impossible to get around.
We had our little chair seating area.
The thing I said about it, and we actually did a video on the room, which we're going to release either today or tomorrow. I just got to finish up a couple of things, but you'll get to see the whole room. But as soon as I went in, I was like, I used that quote from Step Brothers. I was like, there's so much room for activities, which there was. I was so shocked to see how much room, that the cabin had. And a couple other, good features. Obviously it's a newer ship, more modern. So, they did have a lot of USB plugs, which was nice.
They had one next to the bed.
They had one next to the bed, only on one side, but we'll take it.
Again, I came prepared with all the portable chargers.
And then the bathroom itself, tiled very nicely. The shower, it wasn't a curtain, it was an actual door.
It's so funny how that's such a big deal.
I know one big thing is toilet paper being on the right instead of the left, which is a huge thing. So I commented on that. But yeah, overall, great room. But let's move on to the next one because I don't want to get hung up too much. What do you want to talk about?
I guess we can go into the staff. Maybe we'll talk about. So we have kind of heard our theme of the phrase we kept saying. We're like, it's not Carnival. That's what we had to keep reminding ourselves. It's not Carnival. And we did go into it knowing that. We had heard the staff was not as friendly. We heard the staff was rude, which we didn't really. It's not Carnival. That's what we kept saying to each other. It wasn't.
They were just busy. They just wanted to do their job, I guess.
Yeah, they weren't overly friendly. They didn't really engage with you. I guess we're going to get into the dining. So our dining staff was fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. But they're the only people we really got to sit and talk to and learn about their families, which we love to do. We love to hear about their kids at home.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts of cruising. Not only meeting, other guests, but also getting to know the staff. They're both kind of equal, parts there. And there wasn't a lot of that at all, which it's a large ship. I mean, it's almost as big as the Carnival Mardi Gras, the Carnival Celebration. So you got to kind of remind yourself that they're just busy, but there were a lot of moments where, we would say thank you or, yes, please, or whatever. And you would think you would get kind of some response of you're welcome or whatnot. And there was none of that.
But it wasn't, we just said, it's kind of like when you go to a restaurant at home, it's that just same kind of service. It's not over the top like Carnival is, which adds to that fun. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't
rude.
When we were looking into it and the way people kept saying the staff was just rude, I went into it with that in mind, that's what I was expecting. Yeah. So when we got on there, I was like, they're just normal. They're just
overall they were fine. I mean,
it was fine.
Yeah, and we had some really great bartenders, especially ones that like over time, we would go back to throughout the cruise. And
I feel like by the last like day or two, we finally got to.
Quite a few of them warmed up to us and realized, we were, just trying to enjoy vacation and live in the moment. And so, but I think, they're, I'm sure, working a lot and all that good stuff. And again, they just want to get their job done. Let's see.
They are.
Back headed to Beaufort and hit a bad spot. No problem, Blaine. Hey, I appreciate you checking in. We had several crew members tell us that the culture on board is pretty sad. We had to pull smiles out of them.
That would make sense. That would really make sense.
I mean, there was members that we talked to that had been working basically mid-afternoon, and they were still working. They were doing audits and stuff like that, and like liquor level checks. They said if they didn't start it while the bar was still open, that they would have to be up until like 6 a.m. or something like that. So I don't know if maybe there worked more than some of the other cruise lines.
It seemed like it. Like it didn't. Usually with Carnival, like you'd notice when your favorite bartender was missing, but I'm like, you're just here all the time. You're
One other thing I want to say about the service is, so like on Carnival, Royal Caribbean, well, I think Royal actually did away with this, but on Carnival, you order your drink or whatever, you get the receipt, you sign for it. And a lot of times people will leave additional tips, whether it's, on the paper, on the receipt, or in person cash. And there was literally none of that on this ship. But that was one thing was good, was they just took your card,
easy. They had a tablet, they scanned it,
and done. And you didn't have to sign for anything. You didn't have to do that. But they're not getting those tips. We felt bad because there wasn't a way to tip them.
They take cash, but it's a European cruise line too, so that's where that plays in. So that's just, for us, we still feel a little awkward not tipping you.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Yeah,
cash was something,
and we had the
learned
drink
after
package.
That first day. We're like, we have to bring cash with us from now on.
Absolutely. And I mean, even if it's just that small amount, like $1 or $2 goes a really far distance, especially with people working as hard as they do. So, but yeah, overall, I mean, we were pretty happy with the crew. We met some amazing crew members, and I mean, there was really only, one or two moments that were like, we're like, all right, we'll take it and leave it.
Yeah, but, didn't ruin anything. I mean, you just moved on with your day.
Yeah. And they could have been having a terrible day, week. You never know what's going on.
Like I said, they've probably been working for hours on end.
Yeah,
Exhausted every day.
Absolutely. Let's go into everybody's favorite topic, food.
Food.
All right, let's discuss food. All right, so I guess we'll start with the not so great, and we'll talk about the buffet. So on our first day, like when we did a live first day, we were blown away by the Lido Marketplace buffet.
Marketplace, I think.
I think so too, actually. But after like the first day, I was like, Michelle, it's kind of like this mirage. Like everything looks amazing. And then you get everything and you start tasting it and you're like, what happened? Where'd it go? It's like a Hook, like Peter Pan, where they're like eating the make-believe food or whatever. But everything was just really like bland or just not great.
There was not, it was.
There was nothing that we were looking forward to at the buffet. Like we tried the pizza. I have to tell you, it was average at best.
I didn't think there was a such thing as bad pizza, but
we tried.
It was not.
The salad bar was really good.
The salad bar was very good.
Omelets in the morning, fantastic. Of course, you can make your own omelet. I did vegetable omelet like every day almost, because I really enjoyed that. I did like, they had coffees, creamers. They had a lot of specialty teas. They did have
creamers, like the
coffee
mate, French vanilla.
Which I never know how much to put in, though. I always use like the automatic creamer.
So you saw the fresh, they had guacamole every day. And I love, so they saw the fresh avocado the first day and then never again.
Yeah, the first day they had all the,
I saw it after I ate and I was like, how did I miss that? And they did have the guacamole. She would have took like every a bath in it. Day. It was not my favorite, and it's guacamole.
Yeah. some of the other things that we tried. Well, one thing I do want to say is they had a kids only line, like kids family line. That was amazing. It saved us a ton of time. They had everything that kids would want, you know, fresh fruit cocktails, yogurt, cereal, milk, chocolate milk, pancakes, waffles. I mean, the whole nine. Anything a kid would want. Cake in the morning.
Cake every day for breakfast.
I will say the donuts, I was a big fan of, but you were like
I thought
average.
They looked so good.
They looked amazing. They tasted pretty good, though. I will say that.
Again, you can't mess up a donut.
Yeah. But the marketplace, there's nothing that we were dying to have again. So that was a little bit of a letdown, but fun. I mean, we're not huge foodies anyway.
We didn't go hungry.
Yeah. Oh no, I definitely need to go on a diet still. But and then main dining room was amazing. I mean, there were so many instances where we had such great plates, and we did talk a little bit, you know, on the way home and before the video. And I don't know if it's better than Carnival. I will say that, you know, we're used to the Carnival menu at this point. We've had those dishes a lot, like, you know, dozens of times at this point, if not more. So it was nice to have fresh choices. I mean, a lot of them are a little, you know, similar, but they do have their twists on it.
It was good. The main dining was very good.
It was very good. I mean, the service was great. It was quick. We did have early dining this time. That was the only option. We did enjoy it. We probably wouldn't do it again just because we don't like that set time. I mean, you can miss out on so much if you have that set time where your time.
And we did miss out on some things we really wanted to do, but we didn't want to go back to the marketplace for dinner. So we did that the first night, and it took forever. The main dining room was actually faster than going to the Lido marketplace for dinner.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We didn't want to miss the main dining and have to eat at Lido.
No, not at all. And I will say the on formal night, the gala night, the gala night, they totally beat Carnival's formal night's dinner. Like, I mean, they had surf and turf. The lobster tail was actually like a lobster tail. It was plump, cooked excellently. And then they also had filet mignon with that, medium rare. I mean, it was the best thing I ate on the ship, absolutely free. So it did definitely beat Carnival there. I'll have to say that. For specialty dining, we did do two things. We wanted to do more. Oh, sorry.
So they asked how was dinner without the dancing servers.
Yeah, that was different. It was very different.
But they did other stuff. They had little tricks every night that they would do.
Our one waiter kept doing this thing, and I was like, how do you do it? I really want to know. He did like this firework thing. No, I'm not going to try either. But he did a firework thing where he would take like his finger and like he would move it across his lips, up his nose, and it would sound exactly like a firework. So Rhett, well, I had a fantastic time with that, but Rhett did as well. They did little like
puzzles. They gave us papers and like, okay, one move and
magic tricks.
So they were still very interactive, and that's what I said. The experience with our staff dining was great. It was like we haven't had that same staff for dinner in years, so it was really nice. And then even to have the people next to you, the same people every night we haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah. So Red got to know a lot of people. Yeah. They had like anniversaries, birthdays, all that. Their birthday songs and anniversary songs, I'm sorry, hands down beats Carnival. I mean, it lasts like 3 minutes, first of all, and like they're doing tricks and clanging and really getting into it.
They use the dishes to make instruments.
Yeah, it was really entertaining.
If you're going to have a birthday on a ship, that's probably the one to have it on.
Yeah, and Rhett was going around saying happy birthday to everybody that had a birthday, and everybody got a kick out of that. Yeah. Like I said, we did do specialty dining. We wanted to do more, but because we booked it like 12 days in advance, a lot of things were sold out. We would have loved to try the steakhouse, which is Butch's Cut, as well as Hola Tacos, I think.
That's one I really wanted to try.
That's the one we tried the most, because for $18 per person, it's basically like all you can eat, and they just keep bringing you stuff until like you're like dying or food coma. Unfortunately, they didn't have it available, so we missed out on that. But next time, we did do sushi one night. I do have to say that the sit-down version of Bonsai Sushi is way better than their version of sushi. I will say they have more options at their sushi, but they have it's basically like a conveyor belt, which I'm sure a lot of people are used to. You have the certain color plates. Each plate is a certain dollar amount. You take what you want, but it's not as like a intimate experience as Bonsai Sushi. Like me and her like to do that typically without Rhett, although he does come from time to time, and we'll have a nice little dinner for 45 minutes, and Carnival's is way cheaper as well. Again, they don't have as many options, but it's way cheaper. So we did enjoy it, although I would go to Bonsai if I had a choice. And then we also
nice quick option too. Like,
if you want to like catch two shows or whatever, it's quick to get in and out and you're done. We did do the teppanyaki, basically hibachi. It was very expensive. I would say if we were to do it again, we wouldn't get the same dishes that we got. The show was pretty good. Brett was very tired that night. It was the last night, so he actually fell asleep. Poor guy.
We got it because there was a cancellation.
Yeah,
that's how.
So we're like,
so
all right, let's just do it.
Decision. But Brett didn't nap that day because there were so many other things going on all day. There wasn't time. But when they said they had a cancellation, we were like, yeah, we'll take it. We want to try it.
So we got the video on that. It was pretty good. It was entertaining. The people that we sat with were really very nice. I would say the size of the portions were pretty small for what you paid for. But it was a nice experience to try.
I'm happy we did it for sure.
Yeah. Let me just make sure I didn't miss out on anything. So we got Team Guac. Hey, Down Under Cruisers, thank you so much for joining. Oh my God, yes, the moist donuts. It's amazing. How would you compare the entertainment? Okay, we're going to talk about that in just a second. We hit the dancing servers. So I see folks did not enjoy MSC then. Just kidding. We enjoy. Listen, if you put us on any cruise ship, vacation, all-inclusive experience, we're going to find a way to good time. Like, that's a vacation that we bought and paid for.
We're not working. Yeah. We are not.
We're there to have fun. And
in the Caribbean or...
people, we have things that may not be great, and we're just going to roll it off of our back at the end of the day. So, again, there's things that we like, dislike. We'll have pros and cons, of course. And Carnival is still, that's our family. So we're still going to be Carnival all the way. But we love trying out other cruise lines, and we will definitely do MSC again as well.
Any cruise is a good cruise.
That's right. Hold on. How do I? There we go. Look, I'm getting better. I'm like expert level. Watch out.
We have not sailed Princess yet.
No, but we hear amazing things. We'll have to do that maybe without Brett, though. All right. I guess let's go into. Do you want to go entertainment?
Yeah, entertainment.
Okay.
Sure. So
get started. I'm gonna take a sip.
Entertainment. So we missed the sail away party because of the rain, which we were sad about because we were excited to see how it would compare, but there's nothing you can do. It downpoured and it was coming in sideways.
That was the day that Fort Lauderdale had 26 inches of rain or something like that.
So the entertainment, their deck parties were incredible. So we didn't get to all of them because they did have quite a few. They had an Easter glow party.
Yeah, we didn't get to that.
They were, I think, 10:45 p.m.
Yeah, some of them were rather late. Yeah. And we had a lot of excursions on this cruise, so and
10:45 is so late.
Well, we're getting old.
For us,
no, and camp closes at 11, and we would pick them up 10:30 to miss the lines and all that. So there was a few of the parties and different activities that we missed.
But we got to their white party.
Their white party was amazing.
It was really cool.
First of all, everyone was dressed in white except for me, I think.
I didn't even know they had that.
Oh yeah, we don't do research, so.
And then somebody said it went until 1:00 in the morning. So so it didn't end. I guess it ended when people left, but it was there was a lot of.
I mean, they basically jammed out until there wasn't enough people to dance.
Yeah, and they set up stools, like they took away the lounge chairs and set up the stools, which was a nice option again because there's just more seating space for people.
And they have like the crazy LED spotlights that it made it look like we were calling Batman the whole time. I kept joking about it because I'm a dork, but it was really cool. Like all the different lights, they had like designs everywhere. And then you have Robotron in the background, which we did as well. And that adds to kind of that,
just the feel of it.
Yeah. I mean, it was really cool. Yeah. And then we did the foam party, which you asked about. Yes. We did that on the last day. That was really amazing. Cool. It was.
I was very impressed with that, and it was pretty long. It was about 45 minutes. I think
it was longer than that, honestly.
Yeah,
but
it was.
I mean, I just felt bad for the entertainment crew because they were wearing like spandex and they were dancing like hard
the whole time,
the entire time. I was like, I just want to faint just watching them. Like, but they pumped. They
had a great time. Everybody. Yeah,
it was great. It was awesome. And then the foam, aesthetic was really cool too. I mean, they called it a snow party, and it was awesome. I mean, Rhett absolutely loved it. And so did everybody.
I loved it. Yeah. I mean, I had a great time.
As far as other entertainment goes, we did go to a couple of shows. Weren't really for us. We did go to a circus show in the cabaret. I think lounge.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And it was their first contract. Wasn't up for us. We watched for like 20 minutes. They didn't do too much. It was
juggled
and it was fine. It was just we were like, all right, we're good. And then they did have a show that everyone loved, but we weren't really into it.
We're not into the Broadway shows, really. It's just not our
style. Yeah, which I know a lot of people love, but that we didn't even see the one.
The concert.
Yeah, we did hear that was really good, but we did go to see like a tribute to movies basically show, and they would take a lot of the different like iconic movies like Ghostbusters and Gone with the Wind and so many more iconic movies, and they would do like these little 30-second scenes, I would guess they would call them. So it was pretty neat. We stayed for that for a little bit. We saw the dueling pianos quite a bit. Weren't really dueling, but it was neat.
It was like a performance.
Yeah. It was in like the Times Square area, which was really cool. It's 3 decks kind of in that midship area, and looked exactly like Times Square. Had different monitors and the skyscraper, and like I said, they were very good. It just wasn't dueling pianos. Sorry, what did we miss?
No, I think somebody asked about the kids program.
Yes, so the kids program was really cool. Like I said, it was open pretty much the entire day. They took breaks for like 2 hours at a time, like twice a day, and then they closed at 11. But you could reserve a spot for like extra hours up until I think 2 a.m. or something like that.
I think so. You had to do it the day before, though.
Yeah, you have to reserve a spot, and then you can book like the whole week in advance if you want to do that. But we were so tired that we would
11's later.
Yeah, we didn't want to keep Brett there any later than that.
Or they'll take if you could also sign up if you go to the dining room, you can feed your kid like Brett could eat, and then they would come to the dining room and get him, so that way the parents could then eat.
Yeah, we didn't do that.
We didn't do that because we sit down all together and we eat and we talk about the day.
Yeah, we catch up. Do you have to pay extra for certain shows? No, not that I know of. Anyway, you did have to reserve a seat if it was a show that everyone wanted to see. Like, it's a good idea to reserve your seat for that show. But the shows that we attended, we didn't reserve seats. We got right in. Hello, that's not Broadway. Don't let MSC lie to you. Which is kind of funny because we did mention before the video, it's more like a auditorium than like a theater.
It's
like Carnival has like the massive 3-deck theaters. You know, they have all the props and everything. And this was more like a movie theater.
Yeah, it was
ish.
It's hard to describe. The cabaret one didn't have. There was the stage, but then there was a wall in front of the stage, so you could only sit on the side. Yeah.
And it was such a great spot for a venue too, because it's on the aft of the ship, and you have ocean views everywhere, and it's like a dark lounge at night. And I'm sure they open it during the day as well, but we never made it down there. Did you all have to schedule arrival times for? Oh, we hit on that. Hey, funnelheads, have you ever been down under?
No. We're thinking, well, maybe next summer. But
we're thinking about next summer, but it may be. We need those flights. Listen, if you get us a flight, we're there. Carnival concert style shows will always be our fave. Yeah, we really prefer those, especially on the XL class. Like, you know, walking by the main stage. Well, I would say the main atrium side stage, but really cool, especially with a kid, to like stop and just see bits and pieces here and there. All right, I think we're caught up with the comments. But overall entertainment, I mean, there were plenty of people who loved. We know what we like. The atrium was the same music every night, which was kind of a bummer. A lot of people really enjoyed it though. They had gender war, male, female.
It was like a battle of the sexes.
Battle of sexes. Thank you. That was pretty funny. It was a lot of back and forth and really funny. Like silly moments. Games like
paper airplane flights or balance a tray on your head as far as you can. Like those silly things that are just really fun to watch. Yeah. They're just really entertaining.
That's more right. Like, I think, our favorite show is like the Love and Marriage show, or like Family Feud, where like you have the cruise director interacting with different guests, and like you don't know what's gonna happen. That's more like our favorite shows. But
and we did have stuff out on the deck. At the main pool, they had like not a dunk tank, but they had the bucket of water where somebody's heading you to throw the ball at the target and splash them with water. So they did have fun.
And then they had the Guinness World Record with the guests or whatever, where like guests would try to compete for different records, and like it was just funny to watch.
And we said it earlier, but that night we spent a lot of time out at the main pool outside, because that's where they had the steel drums up until 9 o'clock, which I would take sitting out on the open deck over a Broadway show any day. Like just that sitting, relaxing, enjoying the music, enjoying the view, the sounds of the ocean.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite entertainment.
We are having a group cruise January 2nd, 2025 out of Sydney. If you're interested, on Celebrity Edge to South Pacific, I'll have to look into it. That sounds amazing. But Australia is like a top 2 now on our bucket list. We're knocking out Scotland, Iceland, and Ireland this summer. And next summer we might have to save.
I think we got to take an off summer.
But. Well, I think we're gonna do Caribbean like mostly next year, just to try to the excursions, and then flights and everything else is just so expensive. Hey Lee, no worries. We just appreciate you're here. I'm trying to think. Any other entertainment that we wanted to hit on?
No, they had a variety of bands and stuff.
Yeah, they had on the aft lounge, Skyline Lounge or something like that. They had a band there. They were pretty good. We kept missing.
Took me a while.
We went into, I forget what the bar's name is, but it was like this radio bar or something, and we kept missing the band there. Every time we would go in, it was a really neat area.
Really bad timing.
But we're all
for a lot of things. I feel like we would get to a place and then we'd hear one song and they're like, all right, we're taking a break. I'm like, oh man.
We're really bad at like sitting though in one spot. So like we're the type of people that will like get up and move and meet people, and then.
Well, especially this one too, because it was all brand new, so we wanted to see it all. We didn't know what we were missing, so we tried to do a lot. And, we did. We saw, I think.
We saw. Well, I saw everything because I did the tour. But
I think I got to it all.
We did. And the sports bar was really cool. Not really, I guess, kind of entertainment, but amazing area. They had booths, like not individual, but like group booths. So like if you wanted to watch a specific game. Like you didn't have to fight over TVs at the bar. Yeah. Of course, they have TVs there too, but like, you know, I'm a big hockey fan. Playoffs start actually tonight. So like I would have loved to catch a playoff game in that bar, even if it was just for a little bit. It would be a great spot. So let's see. I think that's pretty much it for the entertainment as far as I can think of at the moment. Do you want to talk about one of the things that we really didn't enjoy on MSC, and that was kind of the organization chaos?
Like there just was no organization. There was no signs for anything.
Yeah. So like the biggest.
I hate to be like negative.
No. Well, I mean that people need to know.
Yeah,
I mean, so we had a few shore excursions booked through MSC. The shore excursions themselves, the one was fantastic. The other one was good, but there was way too many guests on this one tour specifically. But we were supposed to meet at 9 a.m. for the one tour on the pier. No, this is...
okay, sorry.
We were supposed to meet on the pier in Jamaica at 9 a.m. We're like, all right, cool. So we met with the kids club staff the night before. We said, hey, I know you guys don't open till whatever 10 or 11, but we're going on an MSC tour.
9. It was only 15 minutes early.
Yeah. So anyway, there was
you have to do that in advance though.
There was a little confusion there. We'll go past that though. So anyway, we get him to kids club. We're like, all right, cool. It's 8:35. Let's get off the ship, meet on the pier. It took us from 8:35 until 9:50 to get to the spot that we were supposed to get.
And we were supposed to be there at 9. Yeah. We were 50 minutes late.
50 minutes because of the cruise line, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was everybody stuck in line all had to be at tours at 9:15.
And we were looking for, you know, shore excursion, like this line, get off the ship, like kind of an expedited way. And we talked to a crew member, and they're like, all right, go in that line. That's all for all of the MSC shore excursions. That was a lie. Insane.
It was a straight up lie.
Yeah.
Because we had been in line for like 30 minutes at this point. We could see the midship gangway. Yeah. And she's like, oh, this way. No, she just sent us to the forward gangway. That's all she did. Yeah. It was no separate line.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. And so we started the shore excursion an hour late, basically. And then we didn't get back until almost the ship was due to depart. And when I tell you the line, like we have videos of all of this, of course, but the line was from the start of the cruise ship all the way to the end of the pier of Jamaica.
We met one lady. She's like, I just sat with my drink at the end. She's like, I didn't want to wait with all those people.
I was
like, I knew they weren't going anywhere.
You're the smartest person alive. I mean, it didn't bother us. It bothered us more because we knew people were waiting, and not only the tour operators, but also other guests that happened to be able to get off on a different line. And so there was people after us that we were waiting for and got left.
Like, which isn't as tough because it's not fair. But again, our tour guide asked us, she's like, is there a really long line or what's happening? And we're like, we got in line over an hour ago. Yeah. So there should have been more communication even between MSC and the tour guides, especially because it was an MSC excursion.
Yeah. And I mean, and the other one was this pretty much the same deal. We don't have to go through the whole thing, but like supposed to get off the ship. Obviously, it was Grand Cayman, so we had to tender in. They sent the wrong tender because the group was like 150 guests.
So they sent it for us. They called us.
But it wasn't big enough.
And then we got to the gangway, and they're like, you guys can't all fit.
Yeah. So we were all standing, which is fine, but we were all standing in line for another 30 minutes.
We were an hour and a half late to that, or 2 hours.
And I think the other biggest thing that bothers us is just that, like, specifically in Jamaica, we could have had a little bit of time to, like, look around, maybe shop, or had the option to shop, but with everything being so unorganized, that was taken from us. So that was a bummer.
Yeah.
Because we envisioned actually going back on board if we got back on time, getting Rhett for even if it was 45 minutes and hopping off.
To Jamaica, so we wanted to at least get in.
Because we did a tour that he wasn't old enough to do, unfortunately, but he would have loved it.
He would. So. Well, it was a 2-person raft. And we didn't want to risk bringing him with us and then being separated because that wouldn't. I mean, we're like, he's little, he could sit in between us, but we didn't want to risk it.
Yeah. Lee, you know me better as Edward. That's right. We appreciate your purchase today, by the way. The good news for you folks is that you can do short cruises at drop of the hat. Here, cruises tend to be longer. Yes, that's very true. Sounds like you folks had a bucket load of fun. We did. We absolutely. We always
Overall, we had a great time.
MSC is an Italian ship. Italians are temperamental. You're just meant to go with the flow. That's a good way to put it. Absolutely. MSC has the potential to do really great things. Have very clean, premium-looking product. It's just a mess in some areas. I will,
Agreed.
Darren, yeah, that's another 100%. Great way to put it. I mean, we literally said like day 3, we're like, I feel like if you took Carnival's or Royal or whoever, like staff and their organization or policies, maybe is a better way to put it, and like put it into MSC, it would be the best cruise line in the world. And maybe, hopefully they'll get there. There's just some things that they need to work out, but are very doable. I mean, there's so many.
It's just organization. Yeah. That's the big, or signs. Like we met somebody else. It was their very first cruise ever. So the whole getting off on the islands, they didn't even know where to go. They were completely lost because there wasn't staff directing people. Yeah. There weren't signs directing people. And
luckily we cruised often and we kind of know where to go, even though it's a new cruise line to us. We're like, we know how to get off the ship and where to go from there. But for new cruisers, I feel terrible for them. Did they try to sell you drink packages while you were in them long lines? That was one of our biggest complaints, was the constant upsells. So we didn't get that, but we did get a lot of sitting at tables eating and them trying to upsell on the specialty restaurants, which they had no times for. Which I was like, so because again, we were interested in doing the teppanyaki from the beginning, and it was always like,
Ola.
No, we don't have. The only time we have is 9:30, and we're like, no, we're good. We got a little one. And like every time it was like, do you want it? We're like, no. And then finally that spot opened up and it worked out. But we had the drink package. So maybe if we did
part of our booking, then maybe they would have. And I thought they were good about actually telling people when things weren't included, like their drink of the day. I think ours, we could order up to $9.
Oh yeah.
And the drink of the day was $7, but you can't get their specials, which is fine.
Yeah.
But they were good about it. Like they told you beforehand. Yeah. It's not like they made it and then we're like.
And there was also instances where like Michelle wanted something that was similar to what like Carnival or Royal had. She knew the ingredients, and they like knew what she was talking about and would make it. And the one day,
I think I know what you're talking about.
The one day they had a specific drink that she wanted that was on the specialty menu, and he's like, "Listen, I can't do this one, but I can replace one ingredient with something else, and it'll taste the same."
One, and that's when I learned.
Yeah, so that was good. But I mean, overall, it's just a little bit of policies and management goes a long way, so I can help them out there. But all right, so last thing we wanted to hit on, there's so much more we can talk about, but we're going to
keep it to an hour.
We wanted to keep it to an hour. We're going to do individual videos on each and every one of these plus more, and we can answer any questions, of course, if you want to comment or even after the video comment. But
so we want to end on the positive.
Note. We were on a little bit of a negative vibe there, which
we don't like to do, but sometimes it's a little easier to talk about those. Or a little but we don't want to. Anyway, positive.
So Ocean Key K, however you want to say it, their private island, we absolutely love.
Amazing.
We're going to do a ranking video of the different private islands that we've been to across Royal, Carnival, and now MSC. But this was very good.
It was.
We had
a
great day, and the weather was not great that day, and we
rained on and off all day.
It was somebody was like turning a shower knob, like just it was, the weather was really annoying that day, but overall we still had a fantastic day. We explored the entire island through and through,
except the lighthouse.
Well, we were gonna get to the lighthouse because they had a beach party there,
which I was really looking forward to,
and then the weather was it was windy and rainy.
I mean, it downpoured. It's not like a light misting. They had to cancel it. There was nothing they could do.
But they still put the lighthouse show on at the end of the day, so we got to see that. But we were saving the lighthouse because we knew we were going to go at the end of the day, and then of course the weather, poured on us. But yeah, I mean, the island was beautiful.
There's a lot of space, a lot of different beaches to go. So it's not overcrowded at all.
Yeah, and the great thing is, one ship is at port, right? So you have this huge island compared to, like Half Moon Cay or Princess Key Cay. And, although they have one ship in at port at a time, this area is much larger. Yeah. And if you want to walk a little bit farther than other guests, you can really get like a beach to yourself for the day.
And they had a tram too going.
They had a tram going through that we actually enjoyed for a second, going from one of the farthest points back to the other side of the island, which Rhett absolutely enjoyed. I think that was his favorite part of the cruise. But also, like the food, I mean, the food was fine. It was basically like Lido buffet, barbecue. It's kind of similar what like Half Moon Cay would have.
Just the basics.
But they had also like trucks kind of everywhere where they did have like upsells that you can get. Like there was like a seafood shack truck. We didn't try that, but it was there.
We didn't know about it.
Yeah, until after
we ate, and then we went to the other beach, and that's okay. But now we know for next time.
But they have like hot dog, hamburgers, French fry trucks that are like kind of scattered through, so you don't have to make like the long trek back to just that main buffet area.
Which is why we ate. Yeah, we're like, all right, we want to go to a different beach.
Yeah,
we'll eat while we're here. But Ocean Key.
They have a spa area. We visited. We didn't actually get any treatments or anything like that. It's an adults only area. When we went with Rhett, though, is the end of the day, so we were able to just walk around. Nobody was there. Actually, they might have been closed because of the weather, but we got to explore that, and really everywhere else. He got to swim, play on the beach.
Somebody said they were snorkeling and there were stingrays, like just these huge stingrays. We didn't. Rhett swam. It was a little too cold for it.
It was choppy and cold. He was just on like the shoreline basically.
And he's 6, so he doesn't feel the cold, right?
Yeah.
All right, but I think it's time to.
I think that's a wrap for this evening. We went through quite a bit. We want to keep it to an hour, and if you have any questions about MSC Seascape in general, just let us know in the comments after the video. We will definitely answer them this evening.
Lots of jellyfish at the beach right by the ship.
Oh, I didn't know that. We didn't see
if it was hotter, we would have done more snorkeling. We brought all that gear, but again, with the weather, I just
Well, we're gonna keep doing lives. Like I said, we're gonna talk about each one of these in real detail in the near future. But overall, good trip. Got lots of vlogs coming.
We will go again.
Yeah.
We will go again on MSC.
Yeah. I don't know, in the near future, we'll see. We've got our huge, trip for the year coming up in 90 days over in London. So we'll see what the budget is there. But we
would definitely go. Overall, we would definitely go back. We would.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Listen, a cruise is a cruise. I'd go on anything that serves me food and drinks all day. I'm sold. So
we've seen that open air and the ocean.
We're easy to please. But anyway, thank you everyone for joining. We really appreciate all the support. We'll be back soon, and we have tons of content. We still have Alaska, Magic, and now MSC content to come. We apologize in advance. We both work, have a little one, so content comes as much as we can. But we just appreciate you guys being here, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Bye.